Good
Good
morning.
morning. How are you?
I'm good now. I got that dance. I feel like doing the, what's it called? You know, that one the kids do?
It's not the Macarena.
No, you know, that one that's on their video games. What's it called?
No idea.
Sorry. Someone out there knows what I'm talking about. You've seen it where you have your hands go back and forth and you kind of wiggle your head.
Oh, that one. Yeah, it'll come to me. It's too early. It's okay.
I don't know why I thought of that one. I think because of one of my programs, I can't remember one of the software programs. There's a little AI guy, little cartoon guy doing that dance, and every time you log in, he's on it. I got to remember what software it is. I can't
That's
remember.
hysterical. The floss.
The floss.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Yeah.
I
I
guess
don't
it's
know where
not
that came
cool
from in my
anymore.
brain.
When I know it, it must not be cool anymore.
Well, I'm sure anybody who's under the age of 20 is literally cringing right now, but good thing is
Right.
they're not watching us.
No, they're not watching us. No, maybe someone is.
Exactly. So we are back
We're back from
from
our
our
trip.
whirlwind.
Yeah,
Yes.
our when we did a whopping like $20 in gambling.
Do we even do that?
Everyone keeps going, "How much did you lose?" And I'm like, "Well, we didn't really play that much. We only
Well,
played three
I
cards."
said we lost 5 of our own money and 10 of the casino's money.
Yeah, we really weren't there to gamble. If you haven't noticed, I actually
Oh.
Stacey doesn't like it. I could sit on a slot all day, but
Mm.
next time I go, I'm just gonna take like $100. Say just on the slot. It just goes up and down, up and down. You know what I mean? You lose it all, and then you win $20, and you lose it all. I just find it fun, and then they bring you drinks. So
Exactly.
it's kind
So
of
it
cool.
was fun to be away, but we have a retraction from what we said last week.
Yeah,
To
you
quote Dirty Dancing, when we're wrong, we say we're wrong.
right?
So last week,
Yeah,
in case you missed it, we landed at the hotel and we did the automatic check-in.
right. Which
So
was awesome, and we talked about how great it was.
we did. We talked last week about how easy it was. So the lineup was really long. We went on our app. We said, check in. They went, great. Here's your room. Your room is ready. And here's the digital key. So there was no need to talk to anybody. So it was fully automated.
Yeah.
So the next day, so we did that. We talked to you guys and we said how amazing it was.
Yeah, like do it, everyone, do it. It's great.
So the next day we thought we'd take a chance,
Right?
and there was no lineup at the counter. So we
Tell
went
them
up.
why we wanted to go to the counter, though. Nobody knows why.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, because we had a terror. Well, it was an awful room. We were on. Shouldn't say that. We were on the first floor, and it was fine. It's just that it was very dark, and there's no light coming in, and we had to do our workshop, a full day workshop at the end of the week. So we wanted a room with some light and some. So we wanted to go to the desk to see if we could change rooms.
Exactly. So there's 2 types of rooms. We were in the Luxor, which is like a pyramid. So there was pyramid rooms. Unfortunately, those rooms are the ones that are very dark.
Yeah.
We did find out that the elevator is very weird, but we'll talk about that after. And then they have tower rooms that has more light coming in. So we went up to the desk and we talked to this lovely, lovely woman,
Josephine.
Josephine, who was so
Shout out,
helpful.
Josephine.
Yes, shout out. She was amazing. She was really helpful. She understood what we needed. She went to her boss. They talked about it. How long were we going to stay? Blah, 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 blah. Long story short, she ended up being able to move our room immediately.
Right.
So we didn't have to wait till the next day. She literally said, can you move right now? So we're like, yes.
Yeah.
So she booked us another room. She gave us keys to both rooms, the new room and the old, and said, go check out. So it was really cool, actually,
Yeah.
the advice that she gave us, which was go to your new room, make sure it's okay first.
Yeah.
Before you leave your old room. And then if it's not okay, come back here, because she would make it better, which I thought was amazing service.
Absolutely.
So we went quickly, ran to the new room. We looked at it, we're like, perfect. It's bright. Exactly what we were looking for. We ran back to our old room, literally threw all of our clothes in 5 seconds.
Yep.
To suitcase.
And it wasn't like they told us to be in a hurry, but we were so excited.
We were very, and we wanted to be respectful because somebody else was going to be having our room. So we grabbed all our stuff really fast and hightailed it across the hotel to the new room. So The lesson
Yes.
here is we were really excited about the technology. We were really excited about the fact that it auto assigned our room, blah, blah, blah. But what we found out in our conversation with Josephine, she said, "Oh, you must have done the automatic check in." I said, "Well, we did. We thought it was great."
Yeah.
And what she said was how it works is they auto assign at the bottom first.
Right.
So they said they automatically, when you click check in, they give you the first room available. They start at floor 1, they work their way
Yeah.
up, and they go to the next tower and they work their way up.
Right.
So because we were one of the first to check in, they gave us the first room on the bottom floor. She says that's why you have to come to a counter to
Right.
talk to somebody about the needs that you have so that we can find the room that's more suitable
Yes.
to your needs. So that was we were all excited that it was automatic. The problem with automatic
Yeah.
is that it starts at the bottom and works.
Now, if it doesn't matter, and some people love the first floor because you can literally walk out of your room into the casino, which is kind of cool, and right into Starbucks and everything. So if you're there without any specific reasons, I would say go ahead and use mobile check-in because it's great.
Absolutely.
And if you're not picky, but we just assumed our room would have light from the window. So, we didn't realize that they were dark. Well, we've never stayed there before. So we didn't realize. And so an interesting thing about the Luxor. So, well, there's lots of it's a great casino. It has lots of amenities in that, but the pyramid, the elevator goes like this, which kind of makes you seasick.
Yeah, it's kind of like it goes up and over.
Yeah.
So it's actually not called an elevator, it's called an inclinator.
Right.
Because it doesn't go smoothly like this, unfortunately, right? It goes up.
Yeah.
So very
creepy.
Very creepy. It made us very ill.
Yeah. And we weren't even drinking. So can you imagine what it would feel like if you drank?
I don't know. It would either make you feel worse or better. I haven't figured
it out.
And
then the other thing is, so we were visiting. The whole reason we went was to see my girlfriend, and so we went up to her floor, which was I think 11, right? And the Luxor, all the rooms kind of overlook the casino, so it's wide open, and there's only like a little bit of half wall that it's kind of like I'm not comfortable with it. And I think how come like I'm surprised drunk people haven't fallen over the wall and killed themselves.
yeah, so the wall kind of hit you sort of right at your waist for us, and we're pretty average height kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if somebody was a lot taller than us, they could very easily lean over
and fall. Like 11 stories. Like it's a little creepy. So I personally would never stay in one of those rooms. Would I stay at the Luxor again? Yes, in the tower that we were in.
Which is where we ended up. Yeah.
They have 2 towers. I would stay in there. That's just a little advice. But we did the whole, what was interesting was really great customer service always, right? Yeah. And the one thing that I always talk about when we're talking about anywhere in the US, their customer service is really great. They're always happy. They're always smiling. They're always like it's ingrained in their kind of lifestyle to always, when in the service industry, they actually are very nice, which is shocking because we don't always get that here. And no matter where we went, everybody was nice. Right?
Yeah, the service was really good from again the hotel when we actually went to talk to somebody. So she was great, really helpful. Any of the restaurants we went to, the bartenders, the servers, Uber drivers were great.
Yeah,
like really helpful in regards to advice and what to do, what not to do, what they've heard. So that was really helpful as well because we're like, what should we see? And they were giving us all kinds of feedback in regards to what people had given them feedback about, what they had heard. So they were really great resource for stuff. Yeah. And it was really, it was great.
Yeah. And it was, so again, we talked about it a little bit. Well, not really last week because we said we're going to do it, but we can, you can do it from anywhere. When you're in a digital space, you can do it from anywhere. So it was a last minute thing, was basically, let's go. The stars aligned, and we went there and we did our workshop on Friday, and
Yeah.
we MacGyvered the workshop. So we had literally, we brought the laptop. Stacy brought a little mic, and we had a camera. And she went down to Starbucks and got a box so we could put it on the table to put our laptop on. I had clip lights. I don't know. Do I have one here? Yeah, these clip lights, right? That you
Yep.
used to put on your phone. You don't need them anymore. But I had three of them. So I brought all them, charged them, and clipped them onto our laptop. And then weirdly, we walked into was it Marshalls? A
Marshall.
Marshalls that was just down the street. And they, on the clearance rack, they had like a $10 ring light with a tripod on it. So we're like, okay, I'll buy that. And so we put that up. And, right. And we didn't need it, but we just $10. Who cares? Right. So we
Yeah.
put that light up and, made sure we were, stumbling over cords, but we did an entire full day workshop in there with a laptop on top of a Starbucks box.
Yeah, and
So,
it was actually really funny. So I go down and I'm like, here's a little bit of a weird question, but I need about a box about this tall. And they're like, that's really funny. Some guy came yesterday looking for a box that size. I'm like, there's somebody else in the hotel doing
yeah.
some videos.
So, we talk a lot about tech, and like if you have the right software, we were using Zoom that day.
Yep.
The internet's good, obviously, at hotels in Las Vegas. If you're going to do something, make sure it's at a big hotel, not a
Yeah.
little one, because big hotels have really good internet.
Yep.
So the internet was great. These little clip lights, I think you can still get them on Amazon for probably like $5 or $10, right? Probably $5. So great idea to just if you don't know if you have light, to bring them with you and clip them on your laptop. So lots of things that you can do again to do anywhere in the world. So what we didn't remember was that it's a different time zone.
Well, we remembered, we just didn't, we couldn't really, yeah.
Yeah, nothing we could do
Maybe
about
we didn't take that into consideration when we were like, oh, no problem. We can do the workshop
it.
on
Yeah.
Friday from the hotel.
Yeah. So, we had to start at 7 instead of 10, which was fine, but it all works out. And so again, the reason I'm just kind of, saying it again is simply because it was a last minute thing. Most people would have said, no, I can't. I have a workshop on Friday. But not only did I say, well, can we do this? I can go down. And Stacy just said, well, I'll come too. I mean, it was not a big deal. We just said, okay, let's do this. So
Yeah.
there's nothing that really should hold you back. Even like, this morning, like we do hot topics every Wednesday. It doesn't matter where you are. We can still do it, right? I'm in my home, not in the studio. Stacy's at her home. We use whatever lights we have. I have one ring light on, and then I just pulled over a lamp that I've never done before. But the lamp's like literally 3 feet away from me. It was beside the couch. So I just pulled it and moved the shade. And I was like, oh, that's a nice light.
So where there's a will, there's a way, I guess, is the conversation. So if you ever want to, or for an opportunity, we always say if an opportunity presents itself, say yes and figure it out second.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. We're like, yes. And then we're like, okay, well, here's some of the obligations. So could we have canceled our hot topics that week? And could we have postponed the workshop? Absolutely.
Sure.
But that's not really fair to all of our premium members who had purchased memberships, that had scheduled this in their calendar, who were prepared to do this workshop. We had it scheduled. We had it ready to go. That's not fair to them. So obviously canceling it wasn't necessarily an option. So we had to go with, okay, well, how do we make this work?
Right.
What do we need? So again, the small stuff we could bring with us, the ring light we found, great, but we weren't, if we hadn't found it, we would have been fine because we had the light in the room. Now, what we didn't think about was at 7 a.m. Las Vegas time, which is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard, it's not light out.
No.
It's dark.
So the whole reason to the move which was to get the outside light. We didn't really need.
We didn't use it because it's dark outside it was dark outside probably for the first couple of hours of our workshop, which was hilarious. But again, there's lights, there's lamps, there's ways to get light in, and we had
Yeah.
good internet, we had the cameras, and all we needed to do, and we've talked about this, right, is making sure that the camera that you're using is eye level. So very easily, we were able to go get a box from from Starbucks, and
Yeah.
it was perfect. It was a great height, and
Yeah.
it was a great day. The workshop
Yes,
went off
because
really well.
people always think they need to have like, oh, I need to have a laptop stand or I need to have, a tripod stand or something to put it up. No, you don't. Like
Yeah.
we caught like especially in the first couple of years before we had any of these laptop stands and stuff, I just used to pile books,
Yeah.
right? Big huge books, and then I think a long time ago I showed once that I had two tables stacked on top of each other on my bed,
Yeah.
right? So that I could put the laptop up so that the backdrop would be good because it was really good lighting.
Yeah.
So,
I remember that.
and then I would literally be on my knees on my bed praying that it didn't wobble because two tables on top of each other. They were just IKEA tables. But I mean,
Yeah.
you can use anything, like when I'm here, sometimes if I'm sitting on the other end, I have these big fat books, those big like coffee table books
Almost like
that
encyclopedia
yeah,
size.
that you
Yeah.
never look at, but somebody gave you. So I literally have them. They're at the corner there, and I leave them there stacked because if I'm ever over on that side of the room, I can just put my laptop on it, and it looks like I'm at a desk. I'm not.
Exactly. So that's the big thing is like I did take a couple of pictures, which I'll probably share,
Yep.
that of our setup
Yep.
because you don't need everything to be perfect. You don't need the perfect height table and the perfect this, whatever. You just need to, in any way possible, get your laptop higher so that you're eye level. Because the last thing you want to do, and I've
Yes.
talked about this ad nauseum in regards to video, right? If you're looking straight ahead, your body language is better, you feel better, your voice is better. If you're
Absolutely.
looking down, your voice box is crushed, people are looking up your nose, like it's just
Yeah.
not a good look for people to look.
And I just it makes me crazy when people do that. I
Yeah,
mean, like again, just put it on a book. If you're at a desk in an office, you have lots of crap. Just put it on top of
absolutely.
something.
Yeah,
You don't need anything fancy, but it bothers me when you're on a call with corporate, right? And they're in an office and they
yeah.
still do that. Like enough, okay? And you can buy if you have an old webcam or you have a PC, you can you can buy a really cheap webcam on Amazon or just go to any store and they're always on clearance somewhere. It just looks better, and when you look better and sound better, people take you more seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I did a webinar recently and I literally stood, I literally was standing because when I talk and when I do,
Yeah,
deliver a talk or a workshop or whatever, I like to be standing. Now, we didn't for the full day because that's a long day
yeah,
to stand on your feet and that's a little
yeah.
bit different. So we
But we
did,
sit up in our chairs. We always sit
yeah,
up, right? And that makes a difference too. If you're just sitting at the edge of your seat, I mean, I'm in a office chair right now. When you're in an office chair, you have a tendency to sit straighter, right? If you're in a lounge chair,
what, now lounging?
so yeah, and at our studio we have a stand-up desk as well. So we generally use that when we're doing videos or anything else, webinars and stuff, because you do feel like you're presenting, and that makes a
Exactly.
difference. It makes a positive
Exactly.
difference. So I
So
know,
basically, the moral of the story is that you can work anywhere. You can grab what you need if you're traveling. There's options,
yeah,
and if you need your laptop to be higher, you can get a box.
yeah, get a box.
From
Or
anywhere.
what we were gonna do was Stacy was gonna put it on top of her luggage, but luggage is sloped.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I kind of put it. I was like, okay, well, that's probably not a good thing to go. Hi, we're in Vegas, and we're
yeah.
like on an angle.
And in the first room, because the chairs were kind of low, I just put a pillow. When we were doing
Right.
something, I put a pillow on the chair and sat on that just to get my height up. So whatever. Like it does. You don't need anything fancy.
Well,
you
because
know.
all that people see is this, right?
Yeah.
They see you, but they don't see behind. So there's no need to have all the fancy stuff behind because that's not what people are seeing.
No. No. So
So
good.
very
Good
cool.
story. We had a lot of fun. It was great. Went to all the casinos and checked them all out and figured out where we're going next time. Because once you go somewhere like that, you're like, I haven't been in a long time. Last time I was there was before COVID,
Yep.
obviously. And so things change and new ones come up, and you're like, oh, let's go back. And it's one of those, what I like about Vegas is it's one of those trips where you go, you don't have to have a plan of action because there's always so much
Right.
to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not, like I was just talking to someone yesterday, I'm not a big go to a resort and sit at the beach kind of person. So
Right.
Vegas is fun. But it
Yeah.
was interesting. Someone said to me yesterday, and here's, they're so used to us just being live everywhere, right? So they were like, oh, I thought you would, since you're in Vegas, I figured you guys would like do your workshop outside by a pool or find a really cool lounge to do with a backdrop. And I was like, well, first of all the pools are closed because it wasn't warm.
Exactly.
And you can't really do it in a lounge with a million people walking in front
It
of
would have
you.
been very loud. Yeah. So it would
But
have
it was
been great if we could have created some sort of glass box and you could have seen the lounge or something behind us. That would have
yeah,
been great. But unfortunately, with casinos and lounges and stuff like that, it's very loud. So
but it
even
was
if
an
we were
interesting
outside, we wouldn't
observation.
have been able to do it.
An interesting observation though, that people just assume we're gonna, no problem, you'll just do it wherever. I mean, if I had my choice, I'd love to do it in front of the big pink chandelier at the Cosmopolitan.
Exactly. Yeah, that would have been great. However, it would have been very loud. And again, we couldn't go outside because it was colder. And again, outside is not a good option when it comes to doing videos, whether you're live or pre-recorded, it's just wind.
Yeah.
And it really distorts your voice.
If you're doing a quick one and you've got like the fluffy wind thing on your microphone and stuff, it's cool, but you can't do a full day workshop outside and hope that it translates properly, because you have to deal with whatever the weather throws your way too, which could be a little scary. But it was nice to hear, oh, well, we're used to you guys do it anywhere. And that's great that our brand translates to, we are comfortable wherever we go to go ahead and give you the information or do whatever we want. So that's great. And that's what we want to get across, right?
Exactly.
Yes. So we came back and there was a lot to do in our network with our members. We're setting up, we're gearing up, because truly our full complement of stuff happens first week of February, which is when our first mastermind starts. So really exciting. We have a lot of members. Join us if you've been kind of on the side, kind of peeking in and watching us on Hot Topics and going, maybe I should do this. Now's the time, right? Commit. We have a lot of stuff happening the first week of February, including the mastermind, book club, what's working now in terms of Master Monday, like live training on, and this month we're going to be doing personal branding and what's changed and what you need to do in order to stand out. So really great training as well. Plus everything else, our online networking groups, really great stuff coming up.
Yeah. And we're having a pop-up this Friday, which is really cool.
We're having a pop-up.
Yeah. So we're having a pop-up all member networking. Yep. So no matter what you are, whether you're a premium member or a free member, you can join for the online networking. So that's happening on Friday, which is really cool. So that's our first pop-up.
If you've never done online networking, if you've never actually put yourself out there, if you've never even done networking and you're like, I'm scared of it, this is your opportunity to jump in. You can come, no charge. So just go ahead, join our little network for free. And it's not really little. And
big. It's actually big.
So join the network and come to the networking and just check it out. And we don't mind. You can sit there quietly and observe. But the best thing for you to do is participate and, tell us who you are and meet some new people. You never know. Sometimes, there's people that I've met at events and conferences that I still work with now. So it's an opportunity. Grab it. Check out the network. See what it's all about. Talk to some people. It'd be a lot of fun. And Stacey's going to put up that URL.
She is. She definitely is.
But you can go to join the network. Is our link there for our free? I'm not sure. I'll check it
doing right now.
So
just one moment, please.
Yeah,
Stay
so
tuned.
I mean, there's so many people that just watch from the sides, right? And we know you guys are watching us or listening to us on the podcast version, and you're like going, I really want to one day, one day. Well, it's one day, right? One day has come. So just join up. There's the link. You can join for free and you can come to the pop up networking. Here's the cool thing: when you join the network, even the free version, you can put your profile up,
Yep.
right? People can find you, they'll know what you do. We
You can
have
link it
members.
from LinkedIn. If you just click login with LinkedIn, it'll actually pull your entire profile from LinkedIn. You don't even have to do anything. You don't have to, it's like to add your profile photo,
Yeah,
then you have to find a cover photo, then you've got to add all your information.
yeah,
Well, this just goes boom, all your information is there.
awesome. So
I love
pretty
that.
cool. So join us because why not? What else are you doing?
So it's Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. And everybody from across the globe, from Canada, US, and Europe will be there, which
Yeah,
is kind of cool. So we made it sort of midday Eastern Standard Time to try to accommodate as many time zones
yeah,
as we could. So that's sort of some of the challenges with a global network is all around the world, different time zones. Like I said, we said, well, the workshop will start at 10
yeah.
a.m. Eastern Standard. And when we were planning it for ourselves, that sounds great. That meant when we're on the West Coast and Pacific time that it's 7 a.m. So we make our networking at noon so that we try to accommodate as many time zones as possible.
And we try to do most of our training, our mastermind training, our study lounges, our live Q&As, our hot seats. That's all in the afternoons so that we can make sure that you can join us from no matter where you are. So
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us today.